And all you wanted to do was go push the buttons on that ATM and try to get money out. Problem was, rarely did I have enough money to pull out of the ATM. But I remember getting that card, and I remember thinking, I want more of this. I was thinking about this the other day, and I don't know why. The prevalence of credit cards and those sorts of things in the world today, and electronics, and I was bitching actually about credit cards generally because I hate that we're being forced to use them, and they're trying to get rid of the use of money, easier to track us, easier to advertise to us, cheaper for banks, cheaper for retail outlets, cheaper for the wholesalers, right? The whole system is geared towards us paying more and not and being able to track us and watch us. So I hate credit cards, but they're a necessary evil. But I remember, it's funny, when you grow up poor like I did, the things that you remember, I don't know if everybody remembers this or it's just one of those things, but I remember, when you're a kid and you're poor, and maybe just when you're a kid generally, somebody can tell me if I'm wrong. Billy, you can tell me if I'm wrong. Getting some piece of identification is the biggest thing in the world.
Oh, yeah.
It's the other side of the rainbow, right? Now you've arrived because I have something with my name on it. When I was a kid, you didn't have school, school IDs or anything like that. They just didn't have that stuff. You just went to school like a normal kid. Today they have IDs, and the world is different, and the internet and all of that. But in my day, you didn't have it. So I remember being maybe 12 or 13 years old and needing a bank account. Because as we know, I got my first job when I was 11. And so I needed a bank account, and I went out and got a bank account. And I don't know, however many days later, in the mail came a card, like a credit card, like a plastic credit card. Now, remember, I was born in 1969. Credit cards were still novel in the 1970s, right? They were still a bit novel in the early 80s. They really started to take off in the later 80s. But these things were novel things in the 70s. And certainly in the early 60s. So to get a plastic card like that, now you could access this thing called the ATM, which all of this stuff came to be in my lifetime. And all you wanted to do was go push the buttons on that ATM and try to get money out. Problem was, rarely did I have enough money to pull out of the ATM. But I remember getting that card, and I remember thinking, I want more of this. I like this. This makes me feel good. There is something about getting that card, even though it wasn't a credit card. There was something about getting that card issued by the bank that had a profound impact on me. I'm not going to say it was life-changing, but I was like, okay, I'm 14. I want more of this. I want to experience this more. So I have to get out and make money. I got to make money because I want to do more of this. I want to have a wallet. I always wanted to have, that wallet, Billy, that opens up like this, and it's got all the credit cards stacked in the front, and then you'd open the top and the money'd go in this way. Yeah. And and the dude's always opening it from the chest pocket of some coat that he's got, some what would you call like a knee-high type black coat, like an FBI agent would wear. And reach inside and get that out of that and flick it. Not a raincoat. But probably
I don't know,
a wool type coat, like business guys would wear. Dude's got a tie on and a suit. And again, he'd just reach, he'd pull the lapel open and he'd reach inside and pull out that big long wallet. And then he'd flip it open and, get out a couple of Hunskies and hand them to somebody for whatever. And I'd just be sitting going, that's me. I'm going to do that. And again, he's got 12 credit cards that are lined up on the inside. If I had I thought I had it, so I don't have it sitting here. I have that wallet. I have, if I showed you the wallet, I don't carry it. I haven't carried it in years, but I used to, because to me, like a briefcase, that wallet was the sign of success. That wallet is what rich people did when I was a kid. And so I had to do it when I got to be an adult. So probably in my 30s, if I was going to guess. And it's in that briefcase that I bought all those years ago because I thought that's what you did when you were trying to be successful, when you were trying to be a businessman, is you carried a briefcase and you had a wallet like that. So I had both of those things. And talking about this and being poor and those sorts of things reminds me of what it meant to me when I got a debit card. Hey, my friends, I hope you enjoy what you're hearing. Do us a favor. Go out, like, follow, subscribe, and share the podcast, if you will. Help us out. Leave a comment. Go over to Apple Podcasts. Leave us that 5-star rating. Sure help us out, and we'd appreciate it. And as always, thank you very much for listening.